listening to the best local sports show. Boots, Bats and Balls on Six Towns Radio.
And in the studio today we're joined by Dave Ryder. Now Dave, if you don't know, he's done actually a fantastic job for the Don Louise Trust and a lot of other charities, but he's done a fantastic bike ride around all the Premier League grounds in the UK, and he's got one left to go at Swansea. But before he does that, and I thought that's a bit of a challenge, that is, you know what I mean, he's done pretty well with that. But before he's done that, he's actually doing a cycle toy run. Now, just tell us when you actually started this idea, Dave.
Hello, morning, Rob. Thank you for having me on the show today.
It's
really kind of you. Merry Christmas to all your listeners. Now, my daughter Shannon was born 12 years ago in the University Hospital of North Staffordshire, and for a short time she was poorly. She was taken into the intensive care. It was only for a 24-hour period. Now, the nurses and doctors, the work what they do up there, it just knocked me back. It was amazing. So I promised at the time, I gave my word that I would raise funds for the hospital, for the neonatal intensive care unit. And like I said, that was 12 years ago. With family and work commitments, I haven't been able to put the full commitment and time in until this last 12 months. So, it caught my imagination many years ago where a friend of my dad's, you know the old, they call them the old Ovis bikes, old wrought iron bikes. Him and a friend, they cycled from Stoke to Southport. Now, I was only young, and it just caught my imagination then. And as I've grown older, it's been done many times, the Premier League cycle ride, where an individual or group cycle round each ground. I was just getting the picture taken outside and then on to the next one.
Yeah.
So, this is something I've wanted to do for a long time, and I committed to the hospital to raise funds, so I set a date for November the 1st this year, and I've been organising for about 3 months, and I've got a friend, he's called Mr Nathan Jones, he's from Longton, a local family, and he's got a son called Lewis. Lewis is 2 years old. Now, unfortunately, Lewis contracted meningitis. Unfortunately, had to have his legs amputated from the knees and fingers on both hands. Now, he's such a brave little person to go through what they have been through as a family as well, and they still come out smiling. It's like the nurses and doctors, the true inspirations. It's been an honour to represent them. So, what I've done, I committed to both the hospital and to the Jones family, and I said that I would do the cycle ride on their behalf. So November the 1st, I set off. There was myself and Mr Marky Morgan, who's the managing director at MGC Plumbing and Heating, which is based in Longton. Myself and Marky set off from the Britannia Stadium at 0500 hours on November the 1st, and we set off north to a first destination was Liverpool Anfield. Once at Liverpool, we were there. The ground staff, he was the security guard there. Because I need to explain, it was unsupported. There was we didn't have nobody following us in a car, or
no man or a van or a support team.
No van or support team, nothing. Basically, it was just myself, the bike, which with Chris Delilah, being a Stoke fan, we didn't go. We went everywhere with each other, so we had to give her a name. So the bike's called Delilah, and we set off from the Britannia Stadium. We went to Liverpool, got a photo taken. Then it was just a mile down the road to Everton. We went into the club shop there, and again, we just had to get random people to take photos of us. Some of the interesting people, some of the people what we met, it was a real eye opener. It was absolutely brilliant. Some of the kind gestures and the people we met. We just had a short break outside Goodison and went into a William Hill Bookies, and they gave us a £20 donation and gave us a coffee there, and made us feel really welcome. It was brilliant. So from Everton, we went on to Wigan, the JJB Stadium. We had a picture taken there by shop staff, and then it was onto Old Trafford, onto Old Trafford, where there was a bunch of Chinese tourists, and one of them kindly took the photo of us outside there. And then it was across Manchester to the Etihad Arena. Again, we just that was the club staff, the security took the photo. All these photos, they are actually on the website. I brought some here today for show you, but they are on the website. If I can,
I put the website out there, mate.
If your listeners can get a pen and paper ready for the website. So we finished. That was day one. We finished in Manchester after the. Now we finished there because we thought there wouldn't be no problem getting a hotel. It'd be fine. We hadn't booked the hotels in advance because we didn't know where we'd be staying.
Yeah, just in case.
Just in case. So we were using laterooms.com.
Yeah.
We got to Manchester, finished for the day, and there was a concert on. There was Ed Sheeran, I believe the name is, and Jack White. There was 2 big concerts on in the city, so every hotel was fully booked. It was we ended up staying in. I ended up staying in a hostel for the night, and Marky Morgan went back to Stoke. You see, so that was day one over, and we managed to do 130 miles. Day two I was obviously by myself, and I managed to get to Leeds. No football clubs, no football stadiums were visited. Stayed over at Leeds for the night, and then it was north to Newcastle. Got to Newcastle. Now this was the only time in the journey I got punctures. I managed to get 4 punctures, one after the other. It was a bit of an experience changing a puncture on the side of an A road. It was a bit of an experience, that was. We just had 4 one after the other. I went into a Halfords. The manager in the Alford store, his name was Elvis, which was this is genuine. This is, his name was Elvis, and his team were brilliant. They gave us some. I used 4. I had 4 of the spare kit, 4 tubes, 4 puncture repair kits, which I'd used up. They gave us 4 more and they sorted the bark out. They were brilliant. So I ended up that because of the punctures, he put me behind, and he ended up staying just outside. Well, it was in Gateshead, just outside Newcastle. That was day 2 over. It was an early start, day 3. I started at 4:30 and travelled to the St James's Park, and managed to get one of the revellers just coming out. This would have been the Sunday morning, and there was a load of
Saturday night crew out the
Saturday night crew. I managed to get one of them to take a photo outside St James's Park in front of Sir Bobby Robson's statue. So that was cool. And then it was a 10-mile journey across to Sunderland. Now the Sunderland, that was difficult. I had to wait. I was waiting around about 45-50 minutes waiting for somebody to take a picture. It was deserted. Sunderland was, so that put me behind a little bit. And then it was making my way down to Norwich, which was it was over 240 miles. That was
okay. Let's play a song, and then let's talk about the Norwich leg after that, if that's okay.
That's cool. Thank you.
Yeah, and if you were in Manchester, you could always ask Ed Sheeran if he could build you a Lego house.
Absolutely.
Ed Sheeran and Lego House, and we're in the studio with Dave Ryder, who's talking about his Rider for Charity bike ride. We've done the Northwest, we've done the Northeast, we're off to the east now. This is Norwich. So tell us about your journey to Norwich. 200 and how many miles from Sunderland?
It's around 240 miles. I mean, if your listeners have got a pen there, I can give you the website address, and I mean all the details and pictures are on there. So if they want to look while I'm talking to you about it, that'd be cool.
Mate, give it out.
It's all the W's. Ryder, RYDER, the number 4 charity, and that's .co.uk.
So you can always Google that as well if you aren't sure of it. So riderforcharity.co.uk, and it's the number 4 in there, and the Rider spelled RYDER.
That's great, thank you. So from Sunderland we travelled to Norwich. Now there was no way I could make it in one day in one go. It was it's 240 miles. And
is it downhill though from that? No.
It is
on the map. No.
It is on the map. It's only that big on the map, but no, it seems easy on the map looking at it. But no, I was going very steady. I was doing 12-hour days, going at an average. It was only an average 11 and a half mile an hour. So I wasn't trying to break any speed records. I just wanted, obviously, get round safe and just get round and complete the challenge. So. It was a set off, and I managed to get 120 miles and stayed over. It was a little town called Bridlington overnight. It was, and then it was on. That'll be day 5 now we're on, and it would have been over to Norwich, where we managed to get. It was a couple of club staff. They were working on the building, get to take the picture. Then I stayed in Norwich for the night. Then
where from Norwich?
From Norwich, it was heading towards London. So straight down to London, and I managed to get down to Enfield in London, which is. I mean, Stoke-on-Trent, it gets such a kicking left, right and centre, you know, in the media and in the press, but some of the visitors, I mean, I went to Enfield, and it's one place I wouldn't be wanting to go back to.
It's lively.
It's you know, and you come back Stoke, and you sometimes don't appreciate what there is in the city and everything that, you know. So I got to Enfield, had a look about, and I won't be getting back again anytime soon. So started the next day from Enfield, and I set myself a challenge to get around London, to get around all the 7 London clubs. Now, the first one was Spurs. So I hit White Hart Lane early on. It was just about 4:15 I got there, and then got a gentleman who was just on his way work, and he kindly gave me some advice: watch your phone when your hands into over for taking people photos, especially in this area. But and there was no problems like that, no issues. So the guy took the photo, and then it was onto the Emirates. The sat nav did actually send me to Highbury, which there wasn't much use, because obviously the new ground's the Emirates Stadium, isn't it? So we found a way to the Emirates, and there was a dog walker there, and she took the photo in front of the ground very kindly for us. And then it was down to South London and West Ham. We got to West Ham, and then I was looking for somebody to take the photo, and there's a lady sitting there in the car, and I approached her, and she had a West Ham band on her arm, but she had a local accent. She was from Worcestershire, and she just jumped in her car, and she must have had her husband and kids at home, and just drove to West Ham. She'd always wanted to go there and visit the stadium, so she sat there sitting outside, just a random thing, and it was a bit it was very unusual. So she took the picture, and then it was across London over to Chelsea. There was a lot of people to Chelsea at that time. So it was a tourist there. It was another Chinese tourist. There was a lot of Chinese tourists in London. Took the photo, and then it was a short journey, just a mile to Fulham. Fulham, there's a little cafe outside Fulham, and there was a group there who took the photo, and then it was up to Loftus Road, Queen's Park Rangers. I managed to get there by 10 to 12. So, I mean, for a personal achievement, it was the cycle network in London. It is really good. So, I managed to race around there and get around there for midday, which was brilliant. So, I managed to cycle from Loftus Road, and I actually got to Reading. Reading's 36 miles, I believe, outside. I haven't got quite the figures in front of me. I managed to got to the excuse me, I put my teeth in. Managed to just get outside the stadium, and one of the club staff took the photo for us very kindly, and we stayed just 4 miles outside Reading for the night. So the following day, again, early start. They were all early starts. It was the only way to achieve the challenge. So we travelled and got to St Mary's Stadium. Now, St Mary's Stadium, it's a difficult place to get to. We had to box around the city. The sat nav. We couldn't. There was only one rail. There was a motorway which it's illegal to go down any cycles on a motorway. So I had to pick my way around. I had to go an extra 25 miles, I believe. So we managed to get to St Mary's. Again, the club staff there took the picture, and now this is where I had the option here of going. I only had 13 days off work. I had to be back at work on the Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I was in Southampton, and I had the option of going to South Wales and heading to the Liberty Stadium, or heading home north and try and get home for the football match with Stoke at home against QPR on that day.
Yeah.
So speak to friends and family, and we come to the decision between us, really, that I'd come, instead of going to Swansea, I'd head straight up north and do my best get back to Stoke for the Saturday. So had my pitch taken at the ground, and then I got up north. I got to a town called a village called Kidlington. Stayed overnight. I didn't actually sleep. I set off at it was 2:45 that morning. Set off very early, and in order to get back to Stoke, I managed. Well, the next destination was the Hawthorns. I managed to get to the Hawthorns at 9:30, just turned. From the Hawthorns, it was the short journey to Villa Park. there was the club staff there. They were training some of the young academy players who took the picture. And one of the staff there, he was actually thinking about doing it, and it had inspired him to do his own journey and his own challenge, which was good to hear. It was really good. So from Villa Park, that was about 10 o'clock. And then it was just a journey north back home. It was a bit of a race, really. Then to get back for the 3 o'clock kickoff. So I set off from Villa Park, and thankfully I managed to get back. It was just turned 1:30 by the time I got back. So I got back. I met a friend mate who's also a cyclist, Adam Watson. He met us and cycled the last 15 or 20 miles back in with us. We got a picture taken there, and that was the 19th ground completed, which was brilliant. So it was a quick up home, got changed, and then me and my daughter Shannon got to a seats in the booth, and we were there for 1 minute to 3. So
I think it's really good the way it's panned out, really, because now you've got an opportunity to do the Swansea leg with a load of Stoke fans, haven't you? Because there's quite a few people that are actually jumping on board with you and
absolutely,
and getting their own sponsorship and doing that sort of thing, aren't they?
We've been really, really lucky. We've embraced the social net. We can follow us on Facebook, on Twitter. I mean, the website as well. So, I mean, the media. We've been so lucky with the media. We've been in the Daily Mail online, the Sun online, and the Sentinel. We're in the Sentinel again today, actually, on page 2. We were in the Sentinel yesterday. We've been on Radio Stoke. Having the opportunity to speak to you today, it's really good. We've been really lucky. So, on the foundation of what we've built, we've over this last week I've been on holiday. Yeah. Now we've got a friend of the family. He's called Mr. Ian Key, and his son Cameron is treated at the hospice at Donna Louise Hospice. Now, I'm sure all the listeners are aware of the amazing work the hospice does for the people, for the young people, for everybody at Stoke-on-Trent. They treat people from the ages of 6 to 19.
Well, it's more than Stoke-on-Trent. I think it's Staffordshire, South Cheshire. Yeah, it's quite a big area.
Absolutely, the amazing job they do. I went to visit. It's Miss Hannah Ward-Salt. She's one of the fundraising managers at the hospice. I went and had a meeting with Hannah on Wednesday. And now the hospice are so excited about the event, which I haven't talked about yet, but we've got an event planned for Sunday, this coming Sunday at 12 p.m. from the Britannia Stadium. Now, what it is, I'm sure you're aware, the motorcycle toy run which is done each year. Well, there's around 3,000 cyclists what motorcyclists what cycle motorbike around the city delivering toys to the hospital. Now, on Sunday, what a group of us are going to do, volunteering a time. Now, it's only a short journey from the Britannia Stadium. Now, it's such an iconic building. That's the reason we've decided to go from the stadium, and we're going to be cycling just the 1.4 miles down to the hospice. Now, there's a designated cycle route already down Stanley Matthews Way. So there's a big path there. So there's an opportunity for people to come down, whether it be from Heron Cross or Blurton or Trentham. We can go down there, meet us at the side of the road, or you can even go to the stadium, meet us there. And what the hospice have asked for is any donation is welcome. As you know, there's 4 shops around the city where are Donna Louise Hospice shops. So any gift of donation can be, if it's unsuitable for one of the patients in the hospital, then it can be taken to the shops, and all funds will be going back into the hospice. So all donations and gifts.
Whatever you bring along, they'll use in some way. And they've got a big shop they've just opened in Stoke, which is called Your Shop. We were down there covering the opening of that the other week, and we actually play a little advert for that as well. So yeah, if you can't use it in the hospice, they'll raise some funds for the Donna Louise. Whatever you donate. That's
great. I mean, if I can just mention, yesterday we went to, and it's only just around the corner here, it's Creative Toys, and the manager is Mr. Lee Walker, and they've donated over £800 worth of creative toys.
Fantastic.
I mean, it stimulates everything. They're all art, all drawing and making things, so I believe everything what's been donated will be able to be used by the patients in the hospital. It's brilliant. We've had a company called E-Models in Longton Stamford Hill, and they've donated over £500 worth of model cars, toys. It's been so generous what people have donated. It's like I say, this event's been organised over a week, so we've done a lot over a week. We've been really lucky, and we've been, like I say, on Radio Stoke and with you today. So, what we're asking everybody to do. Also, the centre will be there on Sunday, where the photographer take pictures. So if people would like to come down and cycle, whether you've got a unicycle, skateboard, penny farthing, however you want to travel down there.
Dan can come down on his scooter if he wants to.
You got a scooter, Dan? That's it. Dan will come down on his scooter. So
Philip can go on a rollerblades, can't you?
Philip on a rollerblade. So we've already got a team set up now, but we just want to have a bit of fun with it. I mean, if you want to get yourself dressed up, if you want to come down in your Santa suit, so you dress as a snowman. We just want to have a bit of fun, but we need to bear in mind that who we're doing it for. It's for an amazing cause, and there is in the hospice there has been people being treated when we are down there. So it is important. We've really got to bear in mind that the car park, the emergency vehicles might need to get onto the hospice car park. So what we've come together and said is that. You can't have more than maximum of 15 people cycling at once, else we're classed as a road race.
Yeah.
So at 12 p.m, a group of 15 will be cycling, and then 5-minute intervals. There'll be another group. We'll be meeting the representatives. We'll be meeting Hannah and the team there for our photographs taken, and the reporters, speak to other volunteers. As I say, we can't use the hospice facilities. Because there's patients in there, obviously we don't want cause. But so what we've done, we've gone to the Hemith pub and restaurant, the Hungry Horse there, and they very kindly said that if needs be, if anybody wants to use the facilities, we can go in there and use
Dan's ears have just pricked up now.
That's it. If you want, grab yourself
you
a pint.
mentioned pub, food, he's there, I think.
So you can grab yourself a meal and a pint after you've done the 1.5 miles, and then that'll be cool. That's Nigel there, the manager. He's been really good.
Okay, just mention your other sponsors, mate, because
okay.
You've done something really unusual with your sponsors, haven't you?
I mean, for start off, we've got a primary sponsor who've been brilliant. It's One Stop convenience stores. They've got over 6,000 stores across the United Kingdom, and the store manager Steve Donkin. I went to school with his sister. Steve went to school the same. So I approached Steve and asked if they could support us, and they've been brilliant. They've held 2 raffles, and they've been brilliant. So if you want, get down to the Nash Drive store in Blurton. They're doing a raffle, and they're only £1 a ticket. All funds are going to the charities we're representing. So if you can go down and that'd be great. Thank you.
Okay. So promotion partners, you've got UNHS charity, you've got BIgenic. Your cycling partner is Gold Tech. You've got Chatwins. Is that Chatwins the Bakers?
Chatwins Bakery in Longton. That's correct. Yeah.
You got CNC Roofing Specialist, Patira Engineering Limited, is that?
That's correct. That's in Fenton, engineering firm in Fenton.
And you've got event partners of Ultimate Inc. We'll come back to Ultimate Inc. in a minute.
Please.
You've got Reach on Air. You've got, what's the performance one?
That's Vixen Performance.
Vixen Performance, right. The Facebook group Fortress Britannia are also backing you. Graphics partner, event partner is Graphics. What else we got there? Holiday Inn as a stage partner. You've got the North Staff's local charity events as a partner. MAC Plumbing and Heating, and what's the motorcycle spares and repairs? What's that?
That is Vixen Performance. They are.
Okay. And then just tell us what you're doing with Ultimate Inc. Because this is the bit where it's a bit different than most other charity events.
Well, this is it. There's lots of good people out there doing various things for charity. So now another one of my interests is tattoos. So I approached a friend, tattoo artist Jason Griffiths, and he's got a tattoo shop in Longton, Ultimate Ink Tattoo Studio. And because I've got such great support and we've got such a big sponsor, I mean, to say thank you to everybody, thank you can just end up becoming another word sometimes. And to say thank you and do something a bit different, I've had all the logos tattooed down my spine.
So that's just a fantastic sort of. I've never heard of that before.
Really, nobody's ever done it. I've researched.
What sets you apart on this?
I mean, I've never seen them, so I don't know actually what they look like, obviously. But
you've seen pictures, though, I guess.
I've seen pictures of them, yeah. But I've had them stuck down my back. I mean, after I've been here today, we're going to have the Donna Louise Hospice logo tattooed on my back and the Lewis's Smile logo tattooed on my back. Then that's all the 4 charities have been inked on me back then.
Brilliant.
But it's just a way for me to say thank you to them, and it's like I say, it's an honour to represent these people, and if I can just do, for me, it's just a way of saying thank you. So that's where I'll be going today, down to Ultimate Ink Tattoo Studio in Longton. I mean, for any last minute gift ideas for Christmas, it's a wonderful idea to give somebody a tattoo for Christmas. It's something you can give them for life, and
yeah. I think Dan, just be careful if Dan says, "Oh, sponsor my company." He hasn't got a company. He'll put a Port Vale badge on your back.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I've just mentioned my friend Steve Donkin, who's the one-stop manager now. Steve's a Port Vale supporting. Now, with it being for charity, I can't have no swear words on my back, and unfortunately I've said to Steve, I can't have Port Vale FC on my back, Dan. I apologise about that. But it's the two things, no swear words. Well, no Port Vale FC. I'm a Stoke fan, so... you
understand, mate.
Yeah, I'm sure you understand. Thank you.
Right, you're going to stick around for a bit, because you can have a chat to us about the Stoke stuff as well we're talking about in a minute.
Yes, please.
Is that all right? We need to go to ads, and after the ads, hopefully, we've got Frankie Goes to Hollywood guitarist Brian Nash on to talk about the Liverpool versus Stoke game, or Stoke versus Liverpool game on Boxing Day. So we're back after the ads.
Six Towns Radio.